morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome in Salesforce Apex Hour. My name is Amit. I'm your host, and today we are going to talk about Salesforce Code Builder. And we have a great speaker from the Salesforce team, Mohit Srivastava, with us. So let me hand over him for his introduction and the presentation. Hand over to you, Mohit.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Amit, for inviting to Apex Hours. And hey, everyone, thank you so much for taking time on your evening or Saturday morning or afternoon to join us here. My name is Mohit. I'm a developer advocate here at Salesforce, and I work as a part of developer relations, where we sort of create content and evangelize all of the new developer stuff or developer innovations that are happening here at Salesforce. So today we're going to talk about a brand new innovation that just came I think it was this Wednesday, we announced Code Builder in open beta. I'll tell you what that open beta means. And also I will show you a demo of Code Builder, and also we'll walk a bit about how to set it up and how to get started with Code Builder. Now, before I kind of move forward, right, I'm not going to be using any slides for this presentation because, this product is an open beta and I didn't want to, sort of present slides, which, a lot of you actually copy paste on, on different, websites and things like that. And then when, Google search engine starts sort of popping up the articles, when we go GA with this product, it still shows like the older version of the articles. We did not, I definitely did not want to sort of get into that, right? So I'm not going to be using any slides, but one thing I put together for developers was a blog post. So you can actually go to developer.salesforce.com/blogs. You'll find one of my blogs being featured, which is built from anywhere with Code Builder. So this blog post will give you an idea of, okay, what is Code Builder, right? Why we use Code Builder and how to get started with it, what you can do today, what are its limitations, documentation, resource links, and stuff like that. So go check it out. It's available on developer.salesforce.com/blogs right away. And one thing I wanted to share is Code Builder is just getting started. Like, it's not a finished product at any point of time. At this point, it's not a finished solution, right? It's just, we're getting started. So what we wanted to do was like, we wanted to open it up for all of you to try it out and explore the product yourself, and then come back to us with your feedbacks of what you think before we actually go into GA. So, so this is the feedback link. Again, it's in the blog post in the resources section, right? So some of you have already started sharing feedback. So feel free to share your feedback once you kind of try this product. Like why Code Builder, right? So all of you might have used our tools, right? How many of you, like, you can put it in the chat if you like. How many of you use Salesforce command line today? Like Salesforce command line. If you go to Salesforce CLI, right? You install. So how many of you sort of use Salesforce CLI? I'm betting a lot of you, right? As a developers, CLI automates, it provides a command line interface to simplify, development and automation, right? With your orgs for your Salesforce project. So a lot of you use Salesforce CLI. Also, how many of you use VS Code extensions for Salesforce, right? It's our set of extensions for Visual Studio Code, right? So how many of you use this, develop and make use of Visual Studio Code extensions? Okay, a lot of you, right, might have used Salesforce extensions. Now, only caveat with these extensions and this tooling that we have is, these tools are hard to install, right? These tools take time to install on your machine. You have to install. And for some of you who might be working in regulated industry, like let's say, working for a government organization, you need permissions from your IT, because you don't own your laptops. It's somebody else's asset, like your company's asset. You need permission from IT to go and then get it approved and then install all these tools, right? So installing of all these tools is a hassle, I would say. And also, one of the things that you will notice is, these tools also require some amount of CPU to run in your machine. Like a lot of you would have noticed when you run Visual Studio Code, on a machine which has very less RAM power, right? Let's say you have a Windows operating system and you're using, Visual Studio Code and command line tool, and then some other tools as well all along. You will see that your computer's fans are on always. You have a heated laptop because these tools actually take some CPU, and you might be using other software which are utilizing the CPU of your computer as well, right? So for all those use cases, right, where it is hard to install these tools, and also you don't have sufficient CPU capability, so where you have you don't have enough CPU capability for your operating system. In those scenarios, right? In those scenarios, what happens is code, having something that you can just use these tools right within the browser is going to be so much helpful, because in that case, you don't need to install anything. You're just on a browser, you're launching a tool, and you're working with it. Okay, so that's why we have Code Builder. So if you see our website around tools, you'll see a new additional thing called Code Builder. And we have a detailed documentation around what is Code Builder, and how to get started with it and why Code Builder. Now, one thing I want to mention here clearly is Code Builder is powered by AWS. Behind the scenes, we use Amazon Web Services to power up some of the infrastructure needs that we have for Code Builder. Maybe you're lucky, you get today. So let's actually get started. So the first thing that you will need for Code Builder is a developer edition org. So a lot of you might have these already, but if you don't have, just click on developer.salesforce.com, click on sign up and sign it up. There you go. So we got an email now to activate my account. So I'm going to verify it. Let's verify. And feel free to choose a password. Don't share your password. So the next thing that you need to do is, after getting our developer environment, is to actually go to App Exchange. So now search for Code Builder, right? Search for Code Builder. Okay, now say get it now. All you do is select that and say install in production. So now it's gonna say app does not support for your edition. You can continue, but now this is a message. I think we need to fix this message. So don't worry about it. A lot of you asked already, like, we getting this message? Just don't worry about it. Just say confirm and install. And again, it's asking me for username and password just for the security reasons. All right. I want to register my phone at this point. Let's admit Vinay. And then say install for all users, and then say install. And install. Okay, so this installation is going to take a couple of minutes. It usually takes a couple of minutes, but it's installed. As you can see, the Code Builder is installed. The next thing that I want to do is give a permission set to that Code Builder, right? So we go into the permission sets, and then find a permission set called Code Builder, and then make sure you assign that permission set to your user. Now, one thing I want to caution here is in future, there's all things might change. The way I'm showing the setup, right? I had to go install from an app exchange. I had to give permissions. All of this might change in the future. Something as a safe harbor I want to mention, like don't take this as written in stone at this point, right? So everything will change. It's an open beta. So this is how the current process is, but things might change. As I said, we could even, make it very similar to how we sort of give access to DevOps Center today. Like if you go to DevOps Center, we just ask you to directly install package directly from here without even going to the app exchange, right? So we could in future just have it sit here, or we could not even, have you install package, etc. So just something to keep in mind. Okay. Now the next thing that I want to tell you is, so you will see this application called Code Builder Beta. Once it is, what do you say? Once you provide permissions, you should see that. The next thing is we say get started, right? It'll ask you whether you want to import your project from GitHub, right? Or you want to say a new project, okay? It will ask you, what do you want to do? So if you already have a project in GitHub, you can simply import it by providing the URL. If you want to create a new project, you can, right? So I'm gonna say a new project. I'm just gonna say, playing with Code Builder as my project name. Play with Code Builder. Project type will be standard. Next. And it's going to ask you to connect a development environment or a sandbox. I'm going to connect the same environment that I just created. Play with Code Builder. Allow. So you see, it did not ask me to log in again. So I'm connected. Next, it'll ask me for an org alias. So org aliases are my DE org, right? Any alias. And then we say create an environment. So I was lucky enough, to get into it. Code Builder instance or Code Builder dashboard sort of ready to go. When I click on this launch, so when your environment is ready, you will see this launch button. So here I have this, so it's trying to reconnect. So yeah, so we are in this Code Builder instance. Finally, it's up and running, right? So now what you can do here is pretty annoying, this stuff. Okay. All right, so what you can do here is, if you see, we actually have this icon called Code Builder, which is, let's say you are like, someone who has no experience with Visual Studio Code interface. We want to give some, some tutorials out there right within this. Like for example, if you want to learn how to connect your org, click on this. It will show you step by step how to authorize an org, how to switch between different orgs, how to remove an org, And then if you want to run a SOQL query, we have tutorial. If you want to browse your org metadata, that is, you want to download something that is sitting inside your org and you want to download it to your local, right? You can do that, right? Refresh metadata, retrieve metadata, right? All of these things, listing metadata. And there's this quick look trailhead link. If you are a new developer, we also have developer beginner trail so that you can go look at how to get started with Salesforce development, right? And then we have help articles for you. That is, it actually takes you to the Code Builder website. Salesforce extensions, if you want to learn more about Salesforce extensions and its features. And then Salesforce development guide, if you want to learn more, right? So this is what I have at this point, right? Now let's actually go do some work in the org that we are connected to, right? Oh, wait, B2B. Yeah, so this environment already has a code, right? So let's say I want to create a simple LWC component, right? I should be able to do that. So I should be able to add a folder called LWC, create a component. I'm going to create a lightning component and say, my test component at this point, test LWC component. This is it's scaffolded just like as we expect. Go to the HTML. Let's do simple hello world at this point. Hello world, not exciting. Anyways, it will get our job done for this time. Deploy the source to an org. So deployment, right? One thing is, you just have to just click on this, deploy the source to an org. So once deployed, let's see if it is, let's make it available by changing this to true. Maybe we want to add certain things here like targets. I forgot this thing. Let me open an LWC doc. What happens? I keep forgetting the syntax. Let's see. Instead of opening the docs, I should just open a trailhead module. And the trailhead module. Yeah, let's add some targets like this. Let's go back. Let's add the targets. Add the targets. And then let's actually deploy this. Okay. It's deployed. We should see that on our home screen or anywhere else we'd like to do. Home page. So many home pages here. This is a different org, it has a lot going on. So there are so many home here. Let's go to the sales app. Let's go to this one. This is a special org, kind of special org. I use for a lot of demos. Anyway, so let's edit this page. We should see our component. Pretty sure this org has so many other components. Anybody else cruising along with me here? Let's see how many chats. If we have a project on a specific org and we can connect to another org and deploy, of course you can. So all that you need to do is you need to come here. Where is my code builder instance? So you need to come here and say Command Shift P, SFDX, authorize an org, right? So just click on that. It'll take you through an authorization link. And that's it. You can add multiple orgs and then you can switch between the orgs. So when you click on this thing, this little thing that you see here at the bottom, if you can see, right, you should be able to switch to multiple orgs here. So you can connect to multiple orgs. You can even create multiple projects. This is something that I want to sort of show you. So what you can do is Command Shift P and say SFDX create project. Let's say standard, and let me say test project 2. So now I want to, it will ask me where I want to store this project. I can say store it here, right? I can say store it here, and you will see it will open a new project. You see? And now I should be able to switch between different projects. So this is a different project, right? So now I should be able to, and you can have this connected to a different org. So now you can switch between the project by just going and say, okay, I want to open a new folder. So say open folder, and here is my original project. So I just say, okay. See? So you should be able to switch to multiple projects. At this point, our dashboard doesn't support it. We don't show multiple projects here, something to enhance, I guess. But you should be able to, let's see, this thing got up. Okay. Hello world. What did we name our component? Test LWC. So you see our test LWC, it's here, right? It's already there. Hello world, you can see. Not fancy, but you see it gets our job done, right? So you should be able to, so that's one way, right? And you should be able to download everything from your org. Like for example, let's say I want to work on a certain Apex class. I can say Apex classes. I'll give me, this org has so many classes. So I'll take some time to show all the classes, but I did, as you can see, right? So I can go and say download everything, right? it's going to download for me. Sure, I want to override? Yes, override. It has a conflict built into it. So I give you a warning. So now if I actually go look at all my classes, so there you go. So I have all the classes. I have everything here to start working with it. It has all the features built into it. Like for example, I do this. It has intelligence, as you can see. Yeah. So yeah, just a normal coding environment for you. The other feature that I want to show is running SOQLs. So for example, if you want to run a SOQL query, one of the things you can do is actually, this is a really nice feature. So how you should do this is you will need a folder. So there is specific format. Let me actually get to my blog post, or you can even go here and done. So go to the SOQL builder. So it will tell you what to do with it, right? So basically you will need to create a .soql file. So let's do that. So let me actually go here, browser, and say .soql. Okay. Let's say ID, name. I love writing SOQL in this. So you see, it's already there. I can even, sort of export as a CSV or a JSON.